I've trained in a few different skincare brands. They've done their own scientific research and have found out what causes acne. I've pulled all of that training into one video and I'm going to tell you what they are. One thing that causes acne is bacteria. This is why we as beauty therapists go on and on about how important it is to cleanse your skin. You should be doing it every morning and evening. Evening is essential because you've been out and about. Bacteria can come onto your face in loads of different ways. Your hands, your phone screen. You can obviously disinfect your phone screen or use headphones instead. Pillowcases, so you should be changing them more regularly. Makeup brushes, you should be washing them more regularly. Loads of different ways, and that's why it's really important to cleanse your skin and always double cleanse. So cleanse it, take it off, cleanse again. Another thing that causes acne is an overproduction of sebum. Your body produces this to keep your skin hydrated, but there are certain things that can happen and it can cause the body to produce more sebum. When there's a lot of sebum on the skin, it mixes with the dead skin cells and then it clogs the pores and causes acne. It's important to use products that will only absorb the excess amount of sebum on your skin and not strip it completely, because it will produce even more sebum. One ingredient that you can look out for is kaolin. Kaolin is really good at absorbing any excess sebum. It is really gentle as well. You can find kaolin in certain face masks or exfoliators. So for example, I use it, kaolin is in the exfoliator that I use. This is the Rajuvi exfoliating mask. It's a chemical exfoliant. This was recommended by Nerida Joy. I'll link her channel down below because she's got really informative videos on skincare. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on other things that could possibly cause an overproduction of sebum. One of them is stress. Stress can link to acne in a way, because when we are stressed out, our poor bodies produce more hormones, particular hormones that increase the amount of sebum produced in our body. These hormones also reduce the amount of hyaluronic acid in our body. You might have heard of hyaluronic acid before. It is something that our body produces, but there are loads of skincare brands that provide like hyaluronic acid serums. It's supposed to be really hydrating for your skin. So going back to what I was saying with the hormones, increasing the amount of sebum, decreasing the amount of hyaluronic acid, and then your body goes crazy and produces even more sebum than it needs already. Your body's just like, mayday, mayday, we need more sebum, I repeat, we need more sebum. Do you copy? And then you've got a pool of oil on your skin mixing in with the dead skin cells, clogging the pores. And then if you've got bacteria sitting in that pore, that bacteria is loving life. It's just sitting in there thinking, well, this is rather lovely, darling. I might as well just have a cup of tea and get comfortable and grow a nice spot. You know how a flower would grow with soil, sun and water? Acne grows with excess sebum, dead skin cells and bacteria, and that is how stress can link to acne. I had many clients come to the salon after the first lockdown saying that their skin cleared up so much during the first lockdown because they weren't going to work, and these were people who were in stressful jobs. So that's how they found out the cause of their acne. They've been trying to figure it out for a really long time and they figured it out from lockdown. There are ways to reduce stress. I can't tell you to quit your job, but things like yoga, breathing techniques, exercise, a good night's sleep, these are certain things that can help. Another thing that causes acne is a hormonal imbalance. This is why a lot of teenagers experience acne when they are going into puberty and their hormones are all over the place. Pregnancy is another time where your hormones go all over the place. A lot of pregnant women experience acne. If you've got a diagnosed hormonal imbalance, such as polycystic ovary syndrome, that can cause acne. Even if you're not in any of these categories, if you're a female who has a period every month, a lot of women experience a few spots around that time, which is completely normal. There isn't a lot that you can do, but having a good skincare routine, using products that are soothing, calming, making sure that your skin is clean so that you're not spreading any of this that is the best thing to do until your hormones have balanced out. When it comes to something like polycystic ovary syndrome, you can get to the root of the problem if you want and take medication for it to balance the hormones out. Another thing that causes acne is a buildup of dead skin cells. This is why beauty therapists go on and on about how you should be exfoliating. If you don't exfoliate, there is going to be a buildup of dead skin cells. You need to be using a suitable exfoliator for your skin type. The number of times you use it a week can change depending on your skin type as well. But there is an ingredient that you should be looking out for called salicylic acid. This ingredient can be found in loads of different products. It can be included in your face wash, in your exfoliator, whether it has granules or if it's a chemical exfoliator, you might see this ingredient in there. It can be included in your toner, or you might use it in a form of a serum. You don't want to over exfoliate because that will cause a whole load of issues. I'm going to be referring back to this fantastic product again, the Rajuvi exfoliating mask. I already said that I use this because it's got kaolin inside. This also has salicylic acid inside. What's that saying? Where you do two things at once? It's just like having two balls in a basket. I don't think that's a saying. Somebody is reversing. Another product that I can recommend is the Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant. That one has salicylic acid inside. If you want to use it in the form of a toner, the Environ Sebum has salicylic acid inside. It is a little bit strong because that product is for really oily skin. I can't think of any more on the top of my head. If I do, I'll link it down below. Those are the general causes of acne, but there are certain things that can make your acne a lot worse. One of them is a poor diet. If you've got acne and your diet is really unhealthy, it's just not really it's not gonna help, is it? Especially if you have a lot of caffeine and a lot of sugar. It's just not recommended at all. If you feel like you don't really have a lot of sugar, you don't really drink, you don't have caffeine, you have a fairly balanced diet and you still have acne, then I recommend that you do an intolerance test. I recommend that you do this test anyway. It's so useful to know what you're intolerant to. I only had one client listen to this piece of advice. She did her test, she found out that she was eating something every day that she was intolerant to. She cut it out and she started to see her skin clear up. It was just brilliant. I did a food intolerance test myself. I did it about 2 years ago. There's an online website that you can go to, you buy it, they send you a kit and then they've got like the instructions on how to do it. I feel really bad that I didn't even listen to my own advice because I did the test but I didn't take it seriously because I saw that I'm intolerant to gluten and I just gave up because I thought, oh, gluten, like everything has gluten in it and gluten-free stuff tastes like cardboard. So I just like put it to the side, and then one day I broke out all on my cheeks really badly, and it was the day after I had a lot of mustard. I completely forgot that I was intolerant to mustard, so it is something that you need to take seriously. Another thing that can make acne a lot worse is a poor skincare routine. A lot of people with acne make the same sort of mistakes when it comes to their skincare routine, such as not using a moisturiser. Your skin is going to produce more oil because you're not using a moisturiser. I find that they also go for a face wash that is really stripping. It literally takes everything off. There's like absolutely no oil left on your skin. Your skin is going to feel like it's being attacked and it is going to produce more sebum. And they always go for an exfoliator that is really scrubby and extremely harsh, and that aggravates the acne. You need to use something a lot more gentle, such as an ingredient like salicylic acid. Some of my clients have done research and they found out that oil can be good for acne. That is the general theory, but the way you apply it to your skincare routine is very important. So for example, the way that theory should be applied to your skincare routine is by using a pre-cleansing oil or a pre-cleansing balm. That is your first step of your routine. Oil and oil mixes together and then you wash it off and then you carry on with the rest of your routine. But clients have misunderstood that theory and they've gone straight in by using something like coconut oil as a moisturiser. Coconut oil is really clogging. It's what we call a comedogenic, which is basically just means it clogs your pores. There are a lot of people with acne who wear a lot of makeup to cover the acne, which I completely understand, but makeup can make your acne worse by clogging your pores. The only makeup that I recommend is the Jane Iredale makeup, especially, I've pretty much finished this foundation, but the pressed powder foundation is one of my favourites. The coverage of this is really buildable. This will cover your acne. Okay, you just keep building it up. It might look powdery once you've finished building it up, but once you set it, that powderness goes and it looks like a normal liquid foundation. It doesn't feel heavy on your skin, and the amazing thing about the powder foundation is bacteria cannot, it doesn't breed bacteria. There is no way that bacteria can be in here, so as long as you keep your makeup brushes clean, that's just one less thing to worry about. This makeup is 100% mineral. You can use any of their products. It won't clog your pores. You can wear it to the gym and work out in it if you want. Other makeup brands will clog your pores, especially if you're going to work out in it. I just want to include a few more things just to make sure that I've covered everything. Fragrance can irritate acne. If you feel like you've done everything but you haven't tried using products that don't have fragrance, that is something that you might want to try. Pollution, cycling in an area that's really polluted, taking the tube every day, these are things that can make your acne worse. You can Google like how polluted your wherever you live is compared to other countries, just to see how bad it is. High heat, high humidity can make things worse. And that is the end to my horror story. My throat is so dry, I can barely swallow. I hope this video was helpful. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you next time. Bye.